ship under its own power. I'm seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully I got a booster on the way back to me. I'm going to send it to you guys in Hawthorne.
Oh, man. Hello everyone, welcome to Starship Flight 7, and it is now on the pad getting ready for the launch here. We are live here at Starbase where the rocket is ready for launch and everything is still go for launch. Today I'm here with Corey. Welcome Corey to the stream.
Hello, thank you very much for having me today. It's an honor, as always.
Yeah. He's going to be our commentator today. Caden is not here yet. I hope he's coming, though. We're going to find that out in an hour or so, probably, or anytime soon. So, yeah, this launch, Flight 7, it's the first V2 flight of Starship, which is, of course, very great to see, although I have seen some complaints about the top flaps, but we're going to get into that later as we're 2 hours and 13 minutes away from the launch here. And we see 5 years, actually. Whoever just came on the stream, thank you so much. Just by watching this, you're supporting this channel here, because I really love it. And I would really love to do these kinds of stuff for y'all. And yeah, I've streamed about 6 flights, because one flight was yeah, we're not going to talk about it. I have told people about it. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it now. You probably have seen it in the past if you were an old fan. But yeah, that. So yeah, 7 flights of Starship, first flight of V2. We're gonna hopefully see a catch again as last flight, flight 6 I believe. There was no catch as there was something with an antenna. Which is not that great. So let's hope everything goes well and we're going to see a catch. I'm not going to be commentating for this entire part. I'm just doing the first half an hour, 45 minutes here. So yeah, today, of course, we have Corey here. He had an entire explanation getting ready. So yeah, Corey, I think we're going to let it over to you and let you speak.
Awesome, thank you very much.
So, yeah, you can
awesome.
Go ahead.
Okay, so awesome. Like you guys heard it, that is the Space Doge guy. Thank you all for joining us on our stream today. It's wonderful to have you all here as normal. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I will probably be able to get to most of them today. So, right here, you're looking at a live view of the boys' camp here. In Starbase, Texas, not in Starbase, Texas, but Brownsville, Texas. So today will be the first flight of the Block 2 Starship, sometimes called V2, also called version 2. So, like I said, it will be the maiden flight of this block. We'll go over some interesting things later. But Starship, so V2 is not flight proven, but you know, it's almost like it's a brand new rocket today. At least feels like that. Starship launches are always successful. Is it going to launch the new Starlink satellites? So, that question is a really good question, and I'm glad that we have that. So, no. However, it will be deploying a good amount of full-sized payload dummies. So, these are just like the V2 Starlinks, version 2 Starlinks. So, not the V2 minis, which fly on Falcon 9 now, but the full-sized V2s. So they're not Starlinks, but they are. I don't think they're a chunk of steel either. So, and there's some rumors I've been seeing circulating on X that we will have third-person views from cameras from one of these. So yeah, hopefully we get that. Thank you very much for your question. It's awesome. That's actually the first ever question I've gotten to answer on here. So. Other than that, today the Block 2 Starship will attempt a vacuum Raptor relight in space, once again building on what they did in Flight 6. It will also be attempting to perform a soft splashdown just off the coast of Australia. And if this soft splashdown is good, they really and truly hope to tow the ship back to a port in Australia. So the funny thing with this is they actually tried that with Flight 6. However, the ship kind of, fell over and broke apart, so they were able to get some pieces back, and we actually saw a bunch of heat shield tiles and parts being lifted with cranes and forklifts and bags. So hopefully we can see a whole ship there today. Later today, that is. So they're also going to be attempting a recovery with the booster today. So along with that, we also have some other things to go over, such as telemetry a little bit, and then the countdown sequence. So right now, I'm going to get some more information on the very special ship that will be flying today and the booster. Okay, so Ship 33, also known as S-33, is the first Block 2 Starship, so this is the first of the series, which is interesting to me. I wouldn't expect them to fly, first of the series, but then again, with that, their way of really doing things, they are just constantly iterating. I mean, we saw them put Starlink portals on Flight 2, I think it was. Was it Flight 2 or 3? It was one of those. But, just constantly upgrading, things like that. So I'm adjust some of the thrusters, flaps as well. And also play around with heat shield tile placement. So I would definitely expect that later V2s are not going to look exactly like Ship 33. Just like later V1s. And just for the record, many people will disagree with me for this, but I like V1, how it looks more than it does V2. And that is what that Space Doge guy was talking about earlier. We had a very lengthy conversation about how I don't like V2. So accompanying V2 today will be Booster 14. So it is just one thing here. So it has one static fire. So stacking commenced in February of the 15th of February 2024. The first test was October 4th, 2024, and its first and only static fire was the 9th of December 2024. All right. So, and actually, the interesting thing is this booster will use a reflown Raptor engine from Flight Test 5. That reused engine is SN314, also known as the Pi engine. So that has a pretty funny story behind it. But so a little bit more about Booster 14. It was stacked in Mega Bay 1, and yeah, so that's about, most of the important things about the booster. So we'll go back to ship 33 here. I didn't talk about when it was stacked. I'm actually curious to see that. Okay, so the 14th of July, 2024, its first proof test was the 29th of October, 2024, and its first static fire was on the 15th of 2024. Okay, so all right, coming up on T minus 2 hours here, pretty soon. Our next milestone in the count is the SpaceX flight director verifies go for propellant load. So this is when they will begin to load cryogenic liquid oxygen, basically just really cold liquid oxygen, onto the ship. And then at T minus 43 minutes, they will load methane, cryogenic methane, onto the ship. Then at T minus 41 minutes, booster fuel load will be underway, and then T minus 35 minutes, booster LOX load will go underway. All right, so what else do we got? I'm going to take a quick second, real quick here, to some more information on a few things, and then when I come back in literally 2 seconds, we'll talk about the telemetry for today, which has a pretty interesting flight path. Okay, so I know you guys missed me there. Just like I promised, I am right back. So, one of the things about the telemetry I will go through. I am using flightclub.io. Go check out that website. It's an awesome website. Normally, it's pretty on track, so take these numbers with a grain of salt, but they should be pretty accurate. But then once again, always trust SpaceX over this, because this is a third party and it's done through math and calculations, not actual live telemetry. But it has worked well in the past. So our booster should reach an altitude of about 113 kilometers, which surprisingly, even though it's a bigger booster, it is not that. It is around only the apogee of a Falcon 9. Which actually goes a little bit higher, and depending on the mission, way higher. So, however, the boost back burn profile does look extremely similar to a Falcon 9 RTLS, just on its telemetry. Now, nothing's the same about this, but it does look similar. So one of the things about Starship is it will always do an RTLS, not a drone ship landing. They wanted to do that originally. That didn't work out, though, because Elon likes to say the best part is no part, and if they can catch it with the tower, then why have an extra ship, which is actually a really good idea. So I just wanted to go back to this guy's nice question here. It will actually carry 10 payload simulators, Starlink simulators, which will deploy in space over the Gulf of Mexico, and they will burn up on re-entry. So, yeah. Sorry, I just got that information there, so wanted to go back to that. So, Starship will, as always, be pretty slow off the pad here. But as we get into that flight, as it burns off more and more of its propellant, it is going to start to speed up a lot. So pretty slow off the pad, it'll start to speed up. All right, so interesting thing is today, I would like you to take a quick look at the booster, which is the portion under which you can see that not the arms at the top, those are the chopsticks, which will hopefully catch the booster today, and eventually one on the ship. Yeah, the ship. Hopefully that can come on flight 8, next one. But under that arm in the middle there is the booster. So at the bottom of that is a little bit of so they are not wings per se, but they do provide lift. So Super Heavy can use these to enhance its cross-range capability, to glide a little bit further, and we will see those working today if the booster does indeed decide to come back. And most likely we will also see them if it does. I'm not even going to say what it will do because I don't want to possibly jinx it. So, yeah, even if it does the other option, it will do that. I'm just going to take a quick second here, go grab a drink real quick, and we'll be right back. Until then, you can enjoy those beautiful views of the Booster 14 Ship 33. Oh my gosh, I just called Ship 33 beautiful. Oh, what am I ever going to do with myself? Okay. Anyways, until then, we'll be right back. Right, I am back. Now you guys missed me. So, okay, what should we take a look at next? Like I said, if you are just joining us, questions are welcome in the chat. Okay, so hoping this is shared. NASA's involvement, and this is a chat that somebody sent. NASA's involvement includes a Gulfstream 5 aircraft to capture high-resolution imagery during re-entry and performance analysis, which will aid in future spacecraft design. Okay, that is actually really cool. I did not know that. I did know that they have a few Gulfstream 5s, actually. However, I did not know that they had those looking at imagery there. So yeah, it should be interesting. I wonder how they're going to do the camera rig. I don't know if we will have the WB-57s today because they were out cheering on New Glenn yesterday. I'm actually going to check on that real quick. So it is, wouldn't appear to be. Okay, so also saw some X posts about the Dragon Easter egg on the ship's flap, but no pics yet. So knowing SpaceX, they are not going to disappoint with that. The Banana last flight, they have to have something for this flight. And then also Mechazilla on flight 5. So yeah, I'm sure they have something. So we actually do have a few patrol aircraft in the area, notably a Navy Beech T-44C Pegasus, which is basically just a fancy name for a small private turboprop aircraft converted for the Navy. So what else do we have? That's about it, it would assume. Okay, so there's also another Navy, T-44C, so that's 2 right now. And that is about it in the area. So we will be looking for other views coming up here. So it looks like we lost feed from the boys cam. We will be working to get that feed back momentarily, try to bring you guys that coverage. So from my multi-view here, it really looks like that tank farm is swelling up here. I mean, it would appear as if we got that coverage back. So my dog is coming to say hi to Starship. Oh, it would appear as if she also thinks Ship 33 is ugly too. However, it is not as ugly as Ship 26. I don't think I will ever forget the words of how he reacted when I showed him Ship 26 today. That thing is now scrapped. So very thankful. Thank you, SpaceX, for doing the spaceflight community a favor with scrapping that. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go ahead and look up SpaceX Ship 26, and you will not be able to sleep tonight. All right. So it looks like a new RoboCam setting. Let's see if that works. Awesome. So what else should we go over here? So I think it's time to scrabble that timeline a little bit more. So this is actually a pretty long time before launch. On track with Blue Origin's New Glenn. So at about, they both start around T-20 minutes with the chilling of the engines. Except here, instead of 70 E4 engines, we have 33 Raptor engines on the booster and ship. The ship has more, but not 33. That would be insane. But so yeah, so 33 on the, and then booster, and then 6 on the ship. So those will be getting chilled down at T-19 minutes and 40 seconds. At T-3 minutes and 20 seconds, ship propellant load will be complete. T-2 minutes 50 seconds, booster propellant load will be complete. So T-30 seconds, director verifies go for launch. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I think that might have been at previously T-40 seconds. We have the flame deflector activation, which water deluge, and then at T-10 seconds, T-3, Raptor ignition sequence begins, and then 0, 0, and then T-0. This is why I love SpaceX. It literally says on their website, go look on their website, excitement guaranteed at T-0. So we gotta love that. So yeah. And take a quick sec here, and then when I get back, we will look at the events after liftoff. So let me just get another camera up real quick. And then we can go over the other Awesome. So we have the everyday astronaut here. Not on our, but I have him on my laptop here. So I'll add him to the launch coverage. Okay. Make sure all the others are up to date. Perfect. All right, so everything is live here. Looking at Flight Radar 24 one more time. Also check out that website. That's pretty cool too. We're going to search for the WB-57 here. Wow, so lots of military planes in the area would training. So for training purposes, has nothing to do with launch, but lots of little turboprop trainer aircraft. That's pretty cute. All right, so yeah, ooh, there's a B-52 flying. All right, all that stuff is off subject though, so I'm really not seeing any WB-57 aircraft. So I don't remember hearing anything about them covering launch today. So I don't think so, but I would love to have that information if we do get that. For the WB-57, and it would not appear as if we have any flying, and if we do, I would probably figure out about it because it would most likely eventually show up on the most tracked list. So yeah, I don't see that right now. Yep, so I don't think that would be flying today. So now we can talk about what happens after liftoff. After excitement is guaranteed. So with SpaceX, with the way they do things, excitement is always guaranteed here, whether it blows up or it is caught. That one of those two things is going to happen if it gets off the ground. One of those two things. So last time the ship fell over after it did a soft touchdown, completed its mission, but just with the way after it fell over, because it's in the ocean, it did kind of spontaneously combust by a UFO that shot at it. So yeah, so let's hope that doesn't happen this time, but excitement is guaranteed, especially with the sound of those 33 Raptor engines. So things like that, little things like that are just really exciting. So T plus 2 seconds, 0.02 seconds is liftoff. Okay. Awesome. All right, so T plus 0.2 seconds is liftoff. I wonder why. That's okay. We're just gonna ignore that. T plus 1 minute and 2 seconds is max Q, the peak moment of aerodynamic stress on the rocket. So if it is gonna fail going up for structural integrity, that would be where it is most likely. So T plus 2 minutes 32 seconds will be super heavy MECO. Most engines cut off in this case. So it will not be all the engines cutting off, and we will see why later. So T plus 2 minutes 40 seconds, 8 seconds after most engines cut off, is hot staging, Raptor ignition, and stage separation. So if any don't know what hot staging is, if you look up, for example, a Soyuz rocket or a Proton rocket, even a Zenit rocket, you will see a lot of grid-like structure, or, like perforated. So that is because they actually fire the engines of the next stage while it's still attached. That way you don't lose as much velocity as if you cut off the engines, let go, then light. So you can just keep that velocity steadily climbing here. It also does another thing of propellant settling. So when you're in near or 0G, it is very hard to keep propellants at the bottom of the tank. So by providing a little bit of extra G-forces from that launch and thrust, you can keep the propellant at the bottom of the tank. And actually, we saw what didn't happen with this during Flight 2 when the booster came back and the propellant wasn't at the bottom of the tank, so the engines began to suck up air bubbles, and let's just say a kaboom happened with that. So yeah, so that's why they like the hot stage, to keep that there, especially because they keep some of the engines running on the stage there. So after that, we have 2:46, 2 minutes 46 seconds, super heavy boost back burn startup. So this is the boost back burn to propel it back to the launch site, similar to the same idea of what a Falcon 9 does when it does a RTLS, or return to launch site. So we also have at T plus 3 minutes 30 seconds super heavy boost back burn shutdown, and at T plus 3 minutes 32 seconds we have hot stage jettison. Okay, so from here on out, this is if the booster does not do the thing that we do not want it to. So this is only if it continues towards the landing. So at T plus 6 minutes 22 seconds, super heavy is transonic. T plus 6 minutes 35 seconds, super heavy landing burn start. T plus 6 minutes 55 seconds, super heavy landing burn shutdown and catch. And T plus 8 minutes 53 seconds, Starship engine cutoff. T plus 17 minutes 33 seconds, payload deploy demo. So for our amazing person in chat asking that, that's that time when that will deploy the 10 Starlink dummy satellites. All right, so where was I? All right, lost my spot there. Okay, so T plus 37 minutes 33 seconds, Raptor in space relight demo. T plus 47 minutes 25 seconds, the ship begins entry. T plus 1 hour and 3 minutes and 12 seconds, Starship should be transonic. T plus 1 hour 4 minutes and 26 seconds, Starship is subsonic, meaning it is no longer going speed of sound. T plus 1 hour 6 minutes 12 seconds, landing flip, so this is when it does that belly flop. And then T plus 1 hour 6 minutes 18 seconds, we have the landing burn. And T plus, here we go, being SpaceX again, T plus 1 hour 6 minutes 38 seconds, an exciting landing. One of two things could happen. When it hits the water, it will either be towed back to port, which will be really exciting to get. That would mean the ship is recovered successfully, or it's going to do what it has always done in the past and go kaboom. So yeah. And to be fair for SpaceX, sometimes they have intentionally sunk the ship and booster, so nobody, China, can't get their hands on it. All right, So let's see. What else do we have here? Coming up on T minus 41 minutes here. Sorry, not 41 minutes. 1 hour and 41 minutes. All right, so looks like they increased protection for the sensors on the chopsticks, which were affected during Flight 6. Yes, so that's another thing. There was some hardware on the tower that was, let's just say, disrupted for Flight 6, and I remember actually watching the NSF coverage. We love them over here. Showing almost right after launch, after their camera, one of their many cameras panned back to the pad of a bent antenna at the top. And later we did find out that this is indeed what caused the booster to not land at the tower. Okay, so actually want to look at pictures here of the chopsticks to see if we can see that difference. Okay. Let's just see here. So I don't really see a difference. It is really just a sensor. So it looks like we have lost camera views here. That's okay. We should get those back eventually. I'm just going to take 1 second here.
Alrighty, hello there. Corey. Hold on, guys. He might not be able to hear me because he has thing muted.
We can hear you. You're 5x5.
Alright. So I want to mention about the camera. Something has went completely wrong. The feed itself is still live, not that, but it's, I don't know. There's something going on, and it does not want me to stream this. So if you have a minute, I will get you the camera views shortly. Also, my name is Space Doge Guy. I'm one of the commentators, or was one of the commentators for, well, technically still am, for the launch here. And we're just, oh, I think it should, oh, there it is. It has worked. So, Corey, the views are back. You can continue with your
Awesome
stuff. I'll be muted again.
Here we go. So, like you said, the views are back. Camera's a little bit spotty, as always, but cameras can be definitely finicky sometimes, so that's okay. All right. Let's try and see another point of view here for me. You guys would stand by for 1 second. trying to get those views here. All right. This still trying to get some nice views here. Don't think maybe they took that camera down. It's specific what I'm looking for here. Hopefully they did not, because that one was extremely helpful to see what was going on with the rocket. That is okay. All right, so back to commentary here. So yes, actually, yeah, I talked about that a little bit earlier. Flight proven, the Pi engine, as some like to call it, number 314 from Booster 12, which was recovered on Flight 5. Yeah, that should be really, really cool. To see, and I'm curious. I'm not exactly sure where that engine is. So I will be curious. If an engine goes out, would it be that one? So actually, we're gonna go ask the experts, not experts, but the next spaceflight Discord and see if they have anything to say on that, because I would be really curious to where that engine is. So yeah. Okay, so while we were hopefully waiting for that, hopefully I can figure out where that engine is.
All right, okay, I'm back for commentary for a little bit, but I assume you're busy with searching stuff here, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we seeing actually? I turned my screen off for some reason. Let me check. Oh, a half black screen, but we got back on track here. Ooh. Is it lagging, guys? Tell me, because there might be some connection issues on the live feed from the YouTube, because there's a lot of things going on here. First, we need to have a good connection over there. Then I need to have a good connection over here. And that all needs to line up with YouTube doing a good job. So there are basically three things going on here, and that's why I keep busy at all times.
Yeah, always very, very busy here.
So once again, as you can see, the Starship rocket is clear on the pad in about 40 minutes from now. I'm not sure if I'm exactly right. In 40 minutes from now, we should see prop load, I think.
Yeah.
Start on the ship and booster. So
that's where things really pick up. So,
and let's hope we're going for a catch today. Let's hope we're going for a catch.
I still can't find. Okay, so I got the best answer ever from the crazy people in the Next Spaceflight Discord. Somebody said it was on the rocket. At least it really should be on the rocket, so yeah.
What? Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this launch. Of course, we hope for the catch, but if there's anything wrong, yeah, we cannot really do much about it. It's pretty much, yeah.
Except the TV or laptop, that's about it.
Yeah, but I really hope we're getting a catch here, because the thing is, we're not only here for the liftoff. We want the best shot of the catch as possible. Of course, this is not going to be the case because NSF, Everyday Astronaut, and whoever is doing this might be for sure better than us, of course, because we're not going to cover the catch as well. I hope we do, though, and if we do, it's going to be awesome. If it's not, that's okay.
One of our big telltale signs that prop load will be starting is notable events from the OLM, Orbital Launch Mount. And then, of course, just more conditioning at the tank farm.
And as I've been noticing on the stream as well, the camera is cutting away every few seconds, so I'm not sure what's going on.
All right, so while we're waiting for some more information and things, does anybody else have any questions or things like that?
Yeah, does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions, let us know in the live chat here. So Corey or me, probably not, can answer them.
Okay, so now this is not the answer. I did not get the answer I was hoping for, but it's okay because SpaceX has a view where they show a camera that is pointing up towards the engines on the orbital launch mount. We might actually be able to tell which engine has been flown from that view. And hopefully we can. So, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, pretty much what you said there.
Alright.
I'm just thinking of ideas of what I can do to improve this coverage, but
Yeah, let us
for
know if
now it
there's
seems I'm okay here because this is the best we can get right now. If we have any better, we will let you know. There are people, 5 people, or nah, not 5 people, 3 or something people, 2 people right there covering this right here from our thing here, our voice. There we go. I got a name. I got the name.
So last time we actually had our 45th president, soon to be 47th, Donald Trump, coming to watch the launch, but also Jared Isaacman as well. So, just looking if we can see any of those planes in the air right now. Do not see them. There might be something right there.
If you haven't noticed by now, by the way, for the people just joining us, my name is Space Doge Guy here. The one you just heard a few seconds ago was Corey. Corey's our second commentator over here. And yeah, we're bringing you live views from the boys' camp in Texas, pointing at Starbase, where Starship is getting ready for its 7th flight.
Okay, so just looking at some coverage on Flight Radar 24 here. So there is, actually, I'm not going to say anything yet on it because I really have no clue here.
All right, you have no clue. Yeah, I can imagine because these names are, yeah. So we are now at the moment, by the way, 1 hour and 20. Let me actually see if the countdown updated. 1 hour 23 minutes. If the countdown is right. Oh no, we're having a bit of a delay here. Oh gosh.
A little bit of a delay?
Yeah, 37 minutes past the window.
Oh my.
So the launch is scheduled for 11:37 my time, which is, let me see local time here, 4, I assume, local time right there, 4:37 p.m. So there was a delay here. I'm not sure what is going on. Could be anything. So we're back to 1 hour. This is what I mean. Otherwise, we wouldn't have noticed. So there is going to be a 37-minute delay, which is going to eventually make me go die.
Yes. Hopefully not. We need you. We need you in the boys' cameras. So, reading off the chat here, the interval from Flight 4, 4 months, Flight 5 to 6 was 1 month.
Let's hope it doesn't extend from here, because otherwise I'm cooked. Because let's hope it doesn't extend from here. So this is pretty much the maximum of the window that my standards can behold.
So,
sorry for the lag, by the way, here. I might have even cut it off the stream.
So,
no, it didn't.
And then Flight 6 to 7, 2 months there. So, yeah, and that's actually surprisingly good considering this is a new version of Starship.
I don't know about you, but the thing is quite broken. The computer has a black screen. I don't see anything. Oh, there we go. We got it back. All right. Hold on, it still needs to think. Somehow. If you can hear it, that's my computer rumbling. Doesn't really like what I'm doing here, I guess.
Alright, maybe I should check ADSB because that might have some better coverage here.
So yeah, once again, we had the 37-minute delay in the window, originally scheduled for 4 p.m. here, but now for 37 p.m. And there's an ad on a private stream. How the fuck is that possible? We're never gonna know how the fuck that's possible. I love the long title of the stream. Great. The private. Isn't this a public now, by now?
Yeah, so I do not see any scenes of interest, I guess.
So once again, we had that 37-minute delay. I've told you by 44,000 times by now. But yes, it happened. We're having that. Well, it's not a hold, it's a delay in the countdown, I should say. So we're never gonna know what has happened.
Okay, I will be right back momentarily.
All right. I guess I'm gonna take it over for a little bit here. I don't know if anyone. I should have mentioned this before, but I don't know if any of my class is watching. But if it is, well, welcome to my channel, I guess. But yeah, we're here for flight 7. Flight 7. Also, why is the camera? The camera's a bit malfunctioning today. That's not what I want.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, there is Corey. Well, welcome back to the stream here. Few people have immediately left after I said the word class. That is not quite good. Oh my god. I've made a mistake. Oh, what a weapon. I can use this. Oh my god, I just created a weapon. Oh! One more time. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, okay. One more time. This one's gonna be hard. 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, no. This one. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so while that Space Doge guy is busy making weapons, we are going to play the game of let's see what people are blasting SpaceX for on X, actually. So.
I should have checked X immediately when there was a delay in the countdown.
Yeah.
Call me a dummy for it. This is gonna be challenging if they have another delay. Yo, we have exclusive Starship cameras powered by Starlink on X, live streaming on X. By NASA spaceflight. I'm not going to use that, of course, because it's copyright material. But that is cool. We're going to see that. All right, so
So how do we get the delay?
What?
Okay, now targeting 4:37 p.m.
Is there a reason stated, or is it just not? No. Probably needed a little more time. Well, do it tomorrow on the same time then. This is horrific for my sleep schedule. Oh wait, never mind. I don't have a launch in the morning, luckily. Okay, never mind. I give up.
Not calling X boring here, but not getting very many entertaining responses to SpaceX here.
I love the exclusive Starbase cameras from NASA Spaceflight Live on X here, or Twitter. I don't know. Yeah, it is. So let's see on X, latest, Twitter, latest, whatever. And we have another boys cam live, although this is one from the... Oh wait, that shouldn't be live. Hey guys, if you're watching the stream, that boys cam, it's not on the stream luckily, but do it recording only. I don't know if anyone is watching from the boys cam guys included, but come on. All right.
So 2 hours ago, Elon Musk actually posted, wow, a lot has happened in 21 years. And it is a photo of Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk at a table at a restaurant in 2004.
What?
Yeah, so anybody who's watching, go check out Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos on X. I'm pretty sure it's a dig at Blue Origin.
That is cool. That is cool. That's funny.
However, they are wishing they have both the CEUs.
I should live somewhere near America, not in America.
Both companies today did wish each other a good flight. Both for Blue Origin and SpaceX, and then Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos also congratulating each other and wishing SpaceX a good flight. So just a little bit of team space there. And then after that, it will be back off again to who can make more snarky memes at each other again.
I love this. What? Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos in 2004. What a funny picture. What a cool picture. Oh, my voice cracked. Jesus Christ. Gosh. I'm dying. Just kidding, guys. Don't call anyone. All right, let's be serious now. We're an hour 48 something minutes. Exactly, I was right.
So that is okay.
All right. Oh. why do they do this at a late time? This is not what I want. Probably gonna fucking fall asleep before this launch even takes place. If I'm gonna wake up at 6, but whatever. I'm tired as fuck. And that's not good because we are 1 hour 47 minutes away, so I'm cooked. Don't blame me if I fall asleep here. And if you're thinking, why are you going to bed at 4 or at 3 p.m.? Well, if you haven't realized yet, I don't live near in the U.S., America, wherever. I am just in Europe, the Netherlands, and it is now. Well, right now it is almost 10 p.m. here, and the launch takes place at 11:37 now. UTC time 10:37 p.m. and local time 4:37 p.m.
Yep.
So that's the reason. Although I'm not in. Oh, sorry for that. Although I'm not in bed yet. And still got a bit of time left to do this before I fall down. I'm just gonna play Block Blast to wait. Okay, I immediately lost after 1 try. That's crazy. But the game.
Alright.
Bro. I'm sold. I'm playing Block Blast for no reason.
Still no notable aircraft in the area. Today's launch. I think the WB-57s would be out there by now. They were in Florida. In fact, I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but I can check ATTS and see if they're still on the ground.
If so, that is... So, yeah.
Okay, so it would seem as if...
Are you kidding me? I sold. How did I sold at 1,000? That is crazy.
So the WB-57 is no longer on the ground at KTTS. However, trying to figure out its location right now. Houston. Okay, that is good news. We might see the WB-57 or Starship Flight 7. That is where it was taken off from in the past. To observe starships.
All right.
For that, so we might have a WB-57 for today's launch. Okay, so it is confirmed. The WB-57 is currently at Houston Ellington Airport, EFD, or KEFD. It landed 7 hours ago from the Kennedy Space Center landing runway. Like I said, that is a very good sign. Okay, so that WB-57 on the ground there. We will see if we can, if there's any information on what time it might take off. It appears if we don't know that yet. I can tell you one thing, it does not fly that often. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's very unique to see it here. Sorry for my voice, but yeah. On this day, actually, fun fact here, on this day, 5 years ago today, a Quasar 1A rocket launched from the G1 Satellite Launch Center at, let me just count it, UTC time, 3:02 a.m. UTC. And 5 years ago as well, a Eutelsat by Ariane 5 from Arianespace from the Guyana Space Center launched at 9:05 p.m. 9:05 p.m. UTC. So that's a fun fact. 5 years ago.
Does anybody remember when Ariane 5 was still flying and Arianespace was actually amazing?
Yeah. It fell off quite a bit, I should say. Also, 15 years ago today, the Long March 3C has launched. Although we haven't seen a Long March, I shouldn't be talking about this, but we haven't seen a Long March 3 launch since 2021, actually.
Yeah.
So that is a fun fact right there.
So, later, a little bit, I hope to talk about the WB-57 here because it should be flying today, and if it's not, NASA is going to get a very personal letter.
Wait.
Okay.
Sorry for that. So, also, guys, I want to remind you that the first Starship launch was... No, it wasn't even under a year. It was 1.5 years ago, I would say. It's the first ever test flight, and that was already more than a year ago, which is insane, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to have to end up explaining Delta V if I say this, but whatever. So, that Space Doge guy, since we are launching E2 today, since it does have those extended tanks, that means it would have more Delta V, right? So...
Yeah.
Does that technically make it the most powerful rocket now? So, like, the step up again?
You mean Delta or Starship?
No. I mean, like, Starship will have more Delta V today.
Well, that makes Starship the most powerful rocket, doesn't it?
So if it does have more...
That it does. than it is probably to. I'm not sure. Take it.
Its own record. Here, if it does, its own record.
They better. I'll sue SpaceX. Just kidding. No. What are you hearing, man? What are your voices in your head? What? No, but to be honest, yeah, that would be powerful.
Yeah. And I don't think it would be that much of an increase, but it was definitely enough of an increase to justify making those tanks.
Yeah. So once again, we're now a bit over an hour. As you can see yourself on the countdown here. Wow. Also, in about 7 hours from now is the Long March 2D launch from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center. Although I have tried, I know it's at like 4:10 a.m. UTC, but anyway, I have tried to get some cameras for highlights anyway. That didn't work, so we don't have any views for Jiuquan Launch Center. What a bummer. And if it was at like noon where I could have streamed it, I wouldn't have streamed it anyway. Or I could have found all the other alternatives where we would spend hours on it. Although I have not found much, so we're not going to stream the launch of the Long March 2D satellite, but you can of course see the highlights of that. So that is a quick thing to mention here, because I've seen that just. Okay, also the GSLV rocket is also not going to be live streamed, sadly. That is pretty sad, pretty harsh of me. If we can stream it though, I will. They do have a broadcast, don't get me wrong, but you could just watch the ISRO YouTube channel for that. So sorry for that. Of course, if there's another launch, because my window of streaming launches is normally between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. for me. But because of Starship, this is an exception, and Vega, I just decided to do it for once. But of course,
all right, so just getting some more information on the
yeah, I lost it.
Here.
I lost my words, so yeah, you could continue talking here. If you have anything. Oh, there goes the camera again, 3 minutes ago. Didn't even see it. The camera's still alive though, that's good. If of course there are any emergency, I don't want to say this, but I mean, because of stuff, yeah, I'm not going to say it, but I'm just going to say it when it's breaking, although I'm probably, yeah, you'll find out whenever, but that's not at the moment, so. If the window, yeah, I'm just gonna, if the window goes to midnight, I'm not gonna do it. And that is pretty sad if I do it. Also, I'm surprised Caden has not come yet here.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, I would have thought Caden was coming, but I guess not. I'll just see if he's online anyway. Nope. Let me try to ring him actually. Just gonna do it. Hoppa! Ring this dude. Let's see if he answers. I thought Caden was homeschooled, but I guess he wasn't. Nope, he's not answering so far. I think it's you, Corey, because I'm gonna probably start commentating here in a few, which is not my choice, of course, but it is what it is.
Okay, so I do have the WB-57 bookmarked on Flight Radar 24, so you'll be notified whenever it does take off. Okay, so let's see.
All right, Corey, I'm gonna say goodbye from the commentary box here. I've talked.
All right.
What do you mean, what's going on, by the way? No, the chat
You said something earlier.
Oh, I don't even remember. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna leave it over to you, Corey. Yeah. So I was glad to be commentating for this. I'm very happy, of course, to be doing this for you. I'll be still live streaming, don't worry though, but yeah, Corey, I wish you good luck with commentary for the next hour or so.
Awesome.
So yeah, I wish you good luck. I'm probably gonna leave the call, so I'll join back, but I'll be muted, of course.
Okay.
So yeah. Good luck, Corey. Everyone, good luck, Corey. So yeah, goodbye, everyone.
Okay, so we do have a Walker Beechcraft H-25, which is a small business jet flying into Brownsville here. We'll see if that's anything special there. So it would appear it is not. Let's see. So it is not Jared Isaacman. The reason I was looking at that was because he did attend the launch last time, along with President Donald Trump. after I'm done with this, I can also look at some things for the WB-57. So if we have any more questions in the chat, now, as always, would be the time to ask. Any time is fine. However, I do have a minute to answer questions before I talk about the WB-57. The WB-57 here. There goes that helicopter again, that famous helicopter. Okay, so the WB-57's registration today is November 9er 26 November Alpha. It is 62 years old, built in January of 1963. Its serial number, MSN, is 63-13503A. It flies for NASA, and its operator is NASA. Its type code is WB-57 capitalized. So its last flight was January 16th at 5:20 a.m. So earlier this morning, over here to Brownsville, and a high altitude bomber being a high altitude bomber, except this bomber is fitted with cameras, amazing cameras. If you were tuning in for the New Glenn launch last night, or technically today, I guess you could say, there were amazing thermal images of the New Glenn, and that came from the WB-57. So that made its way over here at an average altitude of 56,000 feet. So there you go, that B-57 being iconic there. And like I said, feel free to ask questions. tank farm is getting really active here. More updates from SpaceX on what has to happen there. Step back for the commentary break here. Hello, Caden.
Hi. Are you on air?
Yes. I'm taking a commentary break till T-minus 1 hour.
Oh.
So you can have the floor.
So, wait, can they hear us?
Yeah, you're live. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Good. How y'all?
How many cameras do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main cameras.
All of those would be yours?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, we're live here. It's January 16th at 3:30. The launch should be in about 1 hour at 4:37 per SpaceX.
Hola. What did you just say? Who said that? Who said that?
Okay, so coming up on T-minus 1 hour here. We'll resume commentary here. So the SpaceX launch director has verified go for propellant load, as we can see from that lower OLM vent there, and also the tower vent. So pretty soon, lots of things, starting at about T-minus 46 minutes, things will really start to pick up soon. Hopefully things should start really getting real here soon. So I can see from my multi-view that the condensation is starting to condense. So it's getting pretty dense here. So yeah, lots of things getting ready to happen soon, so we will definitely be on the watch out for that. Still waiting for the WB-57 to get in the air, so. Another flight of interest here, completely unrelated, but the Boeing 777X is also flying right now. Like I said, completely unrelated. Goes that helicopter again, of course. Very famous helicopter, the one that likes to take off like a plane. So, definitely something to look out for. I do not know if we will get audio or not from the boys' cam. Either way is okay, because this will be a very large rocket to see fly, so. Multi-view here. Looks like we have one clock looking at L minus 1 hour and 41 minutes. Just gonna make sure to check on that. Nothing's going on here. So the camera you're looking at is a RoboCam from the boys. That OLM mount vent still going strong. Is go for prop load. That is good. Still targeting 4:37 p.m. local time for liftoff. Less than an hour coming up here. So that will be in less than an hour or so. Perfect. But that OLM vent is really going here. So yeah, just lots of things kicking up. The tower vent is not appearing to be active anymore. You can see that OLM vent on the live camera you are looking at right now. See that? As normal, if you have any questions, just post it in the chat, and I can probably get to most every single one of them. So, I've gotten to all of them so far, so you can definitely do that. Still see that OLM vent going. Still curious to why one of these clocks is way off. If you go to the launch pad, it's the one I'm talking about right now, so not sure what's going on. Okay, so the tower vent is back. Doesn't look to appear to be too windy out there. Wouldn't have much of an effect on a rocket of this size anyways. So as we're getting closer now, we can go back over some of the specifications and things of this flight. So what you're looking at right now is a full stack of Starship. The booster for today is Booster 14, which commenced stacking. There's another OLM vent again, which commenced stacking on February 14th, 2024. So it has had one static fire, and it is actually reusing a engine today. So we will be excited to see what is going on there. Pretty soon, in a few minutes, we will be looking for the frost line to appear, and that is really when it gets exciting. Not saying it's not exciting right now, but really should start to pick up soon. And then after that, it is just event after event after event. Okay, so we also have a few other things to look at here. Just give me one moment. That tower vent still going, the Pope vent also picking up. You can actually see the Pope vent. It looks like it just subsided, actually. However, it's would be right now to the left of the rocket. Looks like it's still going just a little bit. However, that tower vent going way more. OLM vent also going too. You can just barely see that at the bottom, but from other point of views, which I'm looking at, it is really going. So that means that SpaceX are getting ready to load propellant onto the vehicle for today's flight. All right, just want to try to get some picture-in-picture here. It appears if we do have audio from the voice camera. T-minus 56 minutes. Sorry, not 56. 50 minutes, 26 seconds, I meant to say. You can see the tower, Pope, and OLM vents there. Okay, so it looks like we will be having Aiden join us here shortly.
Hello, everyone. So, everyone, hello, I'm Kaden, owner of Kane Space. Very exciting day today. Very, very, very exciting day. I think it's a very exciting day for all of us, right? This launch will have so many new upgrades to our Starship to benefit the future of going beyond, not just to the moon, but to Mars. And beyond. Even though today's test flight is kind of like Flight 6, the vehicle is different, and some milestones are a little different. First off, we're going to be seeing the first ever payload deploy on Starship. That'll be awesome to see. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah, sorry. I think I have to go fix a problem with my Wi-Fi here.
That's fine.
There's some issues.
As I said, they're coming out in around 7 minutes. SpaceX should start their live stream here in 7 minutes, hopefully. This will be just this launch will be full of many surprises to see. Like I said, we don't know what's going to happen. It's still a test flight. Don't get your hopes up. It may not even launch today. It may do, it may not. We don't know until we see it. Don't get your hopes up. Right now we are counting down. Now just 45 minutes and 40 seconds away from hopefully Starship's 7th flight test here at Starbase, Texas. Just here, I am joined here by Corey here, and I'm also joined here by Aiden. He's not talking because it's very late for him. I'm sorry, Aiden, that's very late for you. But, yeah. So, this is... oh no, he's saying crying emojis now. Yeah, sorry, Aiden. I wish it... I don't want it to happen at 5 a.m. though. Like how it always did. I kind of like it how they're doing it at 2 p.m. now. So, like I said, pretty big day for all of us here. And like I said, anything that it may not even launch today. We don't even know that it will even launch today. So just a reminder of that. We're now 45 minutes in. We are just a little under 45 minutes in counting to hopefully the first ever launch of a Version 2 ship and the 7th flight test of Starship. Wow, absolutely incredible. Are you... Corey, are you back?
Sorry, still fixing those issues on my end here. I apologize for that.
Dude, let me just say, I have way worse Wi-Fi than you. I probably have way worse.
Looks like it's getting there, so hopefully.
But yeah, it's very exciting week. We got to see the maiden flight of New Glenn. We got to see we got to see the first ever flight of New Glenn. The first time we're gonna see a Version 2 ship fly. What an awesome week it has been. The two beasts launching to space. And we're hopefully gonna be seeing another booster catch attempt. And hopefully that booster will return. And please, SpaceX, don't say booster offshore diver. Do not say that. I said,
No, don't say it.
What did I do?
You're gonna chase it.
I said SpaceX don't.
I know. It's fine.
SpaceX, don't you dare. Don't you dare, SpaceX.
Bad idea.
No. Usually SpaceX are very happy. I think so. Thanks everyone. It's at 35 minutes the webcast will start. So at probably around 2 p.m. my time is when the webcast will start. Like I said, they did push back a lot through the window. We're already over halfway through the window today. Like I said.
Yes.
So they can't hold at any time during today's countdown. Just a reminder about that. So As I said, it could launch today, so stick around, as this is about to be.
I don't think there are
Pretty
very good
interesting.
chances of it.
And the tower event has stopped, so I think they've now started prop load on ship. Or
Yes.
the booster. I don't know. I think it's a ship. Yeah, it's a ship. They started the prop load on the ship.
First,
And then the booster. So first is gonna start off with first is gonna start off with ship load and then hopefully booster load, and hopefully at around 2 minutes we should see the vehicle fully loaded with propellant. So to prepare for today's flight, Corey, do you mind giving us a timeline of what we expect to see from now until liftoff?
talking while muted. That's awesome. All right. So right now we have T minus 45 minutes 54 seconds, which has happened. Ship locks load is underway, which we can tell from that OLM event. T minus
tower event.
Minutes. Yeah, tower event. You know, the OLM event does not go off for that. My bad, Bear. Minus 43 minutes ship load methane underway, which I believe we are in now too. Okay, so T minus 35 minutes. Booster locks load is underway, and that's when the vents are really going to start going off everywhere and just never stop. So T minus 19 minutes, 40 seconds. Raptor begins engine chill on the booster and ship. And then we take a big jump to T minus 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Ship load propellant is complete. T minus 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Booster propellant load is complete. T minus 30 seconds. SpaceX launch flight director verifies go for launch. T minus 10 seconds. Water deluge activate. T minus 3 seconds. Raptor ignition. And as I'm reading directly from the SpaceX website, T minus 0, excitement guaranteed.
Excitement is guaranteed. So, now I will be reading what's going to happen during flight. So, around 2 seconds after T0, the vehicle should lift off from the pad, and the vehicle sends its way into space. At around 1 minute and 2 seconds into flight, the vehicle expands Mach 2. This is where the vehicle reaches the peak amount of aerodynamic stress on the rocket as it ascends into space. At 2 minutes 32 seconds, Super Heavy Miko, most engines cut off, is we're going to shut down all but 3 engines. And then around 2 minutes 40 seconds, hot staging. Ship will ignite engines while the booster has still the 3 engines igniting. Super Heavy will flip back and do a boost back burn. We're going to ignite 13 of the 13, hopefully 13 of 13 Raptor engines. And hopefully at 3 minutes 30 seconds, Super Heavy boost back burn shut down, bombed 2 seconds later by hot staging ring jettison. At around 6 minutes 26 seconds, Super Heavy booster will be transonic. And at 2 plus 6 minutes 35 seconds, Super Heavy will start its landing burn. 6 minutes 55 seconds, Super Heavy will landing burn and landing burn shutdown and catch. And then followed them by that is a Starship engine cutoff. 17 minutes 33 seconds, we expect to see a Starlink payload deploy. These are dummy Starlinks, not real. And hopefully it's 37 minutes and 30 seconds, Raptor in space relay demo. And that'll be like last time, we're gonna ignite a single sea-level engine to see if the vehicle can be able to execute a deorbit burn. 47 minutes, 25 seconds, Starship will start re-entry interface as it heads through Earth's atmosphere. At 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 12 seconds, Starship will be transonic. And 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 26 seconds, Starship will be subsonic. 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 12 seconds, landing burn flip will happen. And then 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 18 seconds, landing burn will start up. And then 1 hour, 6 minutes, 30 seconds, an exciting landing, and the end of Ship 33's journey. So, this launch is full of, like I said, awesomeness, and SpaceX is live.
Awesome.
So we're gonna go ahead and go over towards SpaceX live stream here on X. As we count down to Starships. As we count down to Starships, 7th flight test. Corey, Aiden, are you excited for this?
I am very much excited. So I can also confirm that the WB-57 has not taken flight yet.
Like I said, that will happen probably around 20 minutes before launch.
Yeah, so generally it's in the air within a few minutes from now, so hopefully we will see that soon.
hopefully we'll see that soon. He said, we're counting down. We're waiting for Space to start the stream. Probably around 2 p.m. on the hour. Hopefully they're gonna start at the start of the hour. So like I said, we're getting ready for Starship's 7th ever flight test. It's gonna be full of awesomeness.
It's crazy that this is the 7th. It really is.
Okay, everyone. This is the day here.
7 minutes is a long time to hold these things.
Said we're getting ready. Corey, are we synced? I'm gonna share my screen. Once it starts the countdown, I want to see if we're synced.
All right. I still got to get the SpaceX stream up, so
It's on X. Are you on X?
yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Good. So SpaceX stream should start here shortly. Wow, we're already on the 7th flight test. How crazy is that? The 7th flight test of Starship is just getting really close here. Wow. Are y'all excited? This is a very awesome.
Yes.
Looks like they've not started. It looks like either that they're not starting the stream at the top of the hour, or they're just having like a 2-minute delay. I swear, if it's a 2-minute delay, I swear.
We will note this is interesting here, so
I hope we're synced. If we're 1 second off, that's fine.
it appears if we are synced. So.
I'm just like, let's wait for the countdown to show.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the stars.
I don't want to miss the intro, because the intro is always the best. Oh.
Yeah.
I hope. Yes! Speak the devil and it shall appear. Yeah!
Okay.
Got the music right. Dun, 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 dun.
Can you share your screen
1 second. Okay, let me share it.
for the?
It's gonna be at low FPS.
Okay.
Nothing can beat the SpaceX intro. Absolutely nothing. This is the best you're getting.
Okay, you are ahead of me. I might be able to fix that. Okay, now we're synced. Let's go.
Yes. Yes. Let's see if I got it right. If you're wondering what I did, I mean intro, and let's see if I got it pretty good. Show it. Duh. Yes. Starship 7th flight. Whoa! No! They're not gonna show them! Oh, they're out there! Oh, they're out there! Damn!
Wow.
She got to go in person. That's awesome.
2025 takes the title.
I love this new setup.
Everything is all good here on the factory floor. We're just outside of mission control, and we're T-minus 31 minutes away, but we already have a really big crowd here building. There you go. Starting to build up here. Every flight of Starship has made huge progress, and today is another exciting one. We're joined by Starship, Raptor, and Starlink teams here with me today,
yes.
And everyone is getting super excited for this flight test. So with that in mind, I expect it to get very loud in here soon. But for now, I'm going to hand it back over to you guys at Starbase for a quick look back at the flights that brought us here today.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Now, the more we fly safely, the faster we learn, the sooner we realize full and rapid reuse. The previous 6 flight tests proved we're on the right track. Each one of those tests provides a ton of invaluable data and, of course, some pretty great views along the way.
Oh, yeah. Every one of those tests informed the upgrades that are debuting on today's flight test. And, you know, we've all been watching this, following through the incredible testing campaign for every flight. And, man, I can't wait for today as well as everything else we've got planned this year.
Just a recap of what happened just before this flight test. Our most recent one was back in November 19th. That was Flight 6. It lifted off at 4 p.m. Central from Starbase, Texas, just a couple miles over our shoulders.
It was a gorgeous sunset ascent. Let's take a look.
Attention all flight crew members, the flight is go for launch.
It's been just over a month since Flight 5. The goal is to get that turnaround time down to hours.
We have liftoff. Stage separation.
30 seconds, no catch decision.
Booster offshore diverge.
Tune in and watch the ship fly around planet Earth.
Relight demo startup. And shut down.
Starship is at 100 kilometers altitude. Flaps now have control of the vehicle. Starship has started the subsonic belly flop. Starship has landed.
All right, now today's flight test is going to look pretty similar profile-wise to that last one and honestly the last couple. So everything starts off, as always, with liftoff. The Super Heavy igniting those 33 Raptor engines. Super Heavy going to power us through that initial ascent, get Starship on its way to space before we get to the hot stage maneuver.
Exactly. The ship will then ignite engines while it's still attached to the booster. That will allow us to separate the 2 stages. That booster will leave a few engines on for that flip and return back here to Starbase for a catch at the launch tower.
And while booster catch is blowing our minds, ship keeps going all the way to space, gets into its suborbital trajectory. Got a couple on-orbit things. We're going to deploy our first test satellites, also going to relight a Raptor engine while in space. That all sets us up then for re-entry.
As we have seen on the previous flights, courtesy courtesy of Starlink. That re-entry period gives us such gorgeous views. It's like just a rainbow flow of colors as the ship re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. The ship will relight its engines, perform a flip maneuver for a soft water landing in our targeted location in the Indian Ocean. And that will once again be daylight given our later launch window. So today's flight test will be launching the next generation of Starship. It'll attempt the first payload deployment test, fly multiple re-entry experiments geared toward ship catch and reuse, and of course, the launch and return of the Super Heavy booster back to the launch site right there behind us.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing, but ship, kind of the star of the show for a lot of stuff today. A huge block of upgrades to Starship's upper stage are debuting on this flight test, adding more capability. We'll start off up top. Those forward flaps got a redesign. They shrunk in size. We shifted them towards the top of the vehicle, away from the heat shield. That's going to make it significantly less exposed to re-entry heating. And then Starship itself, we made it about 2 meters taller. So we stretched it up to about 52 meters. That allowed us to add 25% more propellant volume, along with a bunch of propulsion upgrades like vacuum jacketing of those feed lines to the engines, an entirely new feed line system for the Raptor vacuum engines, an improved avionics module for propulsion, all that adding performance and the ability to fly longer missions.
And just like on Flight 6, tiles have been purposely removed to stress test vulnerable areas. This time we're doing it across the entire vehicle, including in critical areas, as we use this flight to push the boundaries of Starship's capabilities. And for re-entry experiments, multiple metallic tiles are being tested, as you can see there on your screen, including some that have a version with active cooling.
Then the vehicle's avionics, its brains, got a complete redesign. Some of the new things, we've got 4 of these upgraded Starlink terminals that combine Starlink, global navigation, and RF communications into a single unit. And then on the sides of the vehicle, we have these catch fittings. They're non-structural, but we're going to be able to see how they perform thermally during re-entry. We also smoothed part of that tile line to address some hot spots that we saw during entry on the last flight.
Now, the ship and the booster, they weren't the only thing to get some upgrades. On the ground side, several radar sensors will be tested on the tower catch arms as we experiment with additional ways to measure distance between the arms and the vehicle while we prepare for ship catch. Now, this is just a handful of the many upgrades included on this flight that make this the most capable Starship that we've flown so far.
And then something really cool has me super excited. We're going to be deploying 10 Starlink simulators that are similar in size to our next generation Starlink satellites. With pretty unparalleled payload capacity and full reusability, Starship's going to be able to deploy our more advanced V3 Starlink satellites, which is going to help us continue to revolutionize global connectivity. Each of those Starlink V3 launches on Starship is going to add about 60 terabits per second of capacity to the Starlink network. And that alone that's more than 20 times the capacity we're getting with every V2 Mini flight on a Falcon 9 right now. That just helps further Starlink's impact in the coming years as we expand access to high-speed internet all around the world and eventually beyond. And those Starlink simulators are going to be on the same suborbital trajectory as Starship, and they're expected to demise upon entry. Starship itself, its trajectory looks very similar to all of our last several flights, suborbital, splashdown targeted into the Indian Ocean, a couple hundred miles off the western coast of Australia. And then the other on-orbit thing we're doing is going to be relighting a single Raptor engine while in space. We knocked that out last time. V2 ship, new propellant system. Let's do it again on this one.
Ship's going to be busy. Now, of course, we can't forget to add that today's Super Heavy booster is reflying flight-proven hardware for the first time. A Raptor engine that flew on the booster that was caught during Starship's 5th flight test. You can see it there on your screen. This flight-proven engine, we've got Raptor 314 there, hence why there's a piece of pie on this nozzle. Maybe we can get that image rotated so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, There we go. If you didn't already know, we like our jokes around here. So that's what we have planned for today's flight test, and so far everything is on track as we continue to count down. We're now within 23 minutes of launch. We're at 22 minutes and 52 seconds. Everything continues to look good. Still a little breezy, but that's okay for us.
Yeah, we set up our desk in a wind tunnel today. It's probably windier here than it is anywhere else, but weather's cooperating, really clear skies, no rain today, still well within our limits for booster launch or catch. Not tracking any issues on vehicle as we continue to count down. We're still loading prop on board. Our range team also reporting that the range looks like it will be clear at our current T0. So that's super important. We're going to keep an eye on that all the way up to the end.
As for what we've already done with the vehicle leading up to today, we stacked the vehicle over the weekend. We lifted the ship on top of the Super Heavy booster. Hours ago, we cleared the site of all personnel, and of course, our flight controllers came on console, some of them sitting in the building behind Dan and I. And as Dan mentioned, the range team was deployed. They are standing by in the Gulf to make sure that the booster has a clear to return back to here at the launch tower, but also they're located in the Indian Ocean, standing by to make sure that the targeted landing zone for the ship is also clear as well.
And then we knock out a whole bunch of things in the hours before launch. We do an alignment on all the guidance, navigation, and control. We did tank purges, pressure checkouts, make sure we were ready for prop load, check the booster, quick disconnects, and the ship one. We demate the chopsticks. We actually do a little wiggle check on them, make sure we have control, as we're going to be using those for catch. Load up all of the hydraulics that are on the tower, and then we did the initial locks and methane chills, getting them ready for prop load.
Now, speaking of prop load, we conducted the go, no-go poll for prop load at 3:30, so a little bit less than an hour ago. All was good there. Prop load is underway. The LOX load on the booster started at T-minus 45 minutes, and fuel started at T-minus 43 minutes. Booster fuel will start at T-minus 41 minutes, and then LOX on the booster started at T-minus 35. So that will all wrap up at T-minus 3 minutes and 20 minutes on the ship side, and at T-minus 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the booster side. So everything is looking good. Propellant is loading.
Yeah, looks like we're about half full of everything on booster, 3/4 of the way there on ship, looking good for a launch today. With that, though, let's jump over. Let's check back in with Jesse real quick and all of our teams out at Hawthorne.
Thanks, Dan and Kate, and great to hear the updates with the vehicle as we prepare for liftoff. There is a lot more people here, as expected. Love it. All the Raptor engines are built here, so there's a lot of that team here in the crowd, so they have a strong connection to the Starship flight today. Every flight test gets us closer to a fully operational Starship, which gets us closer to our ultimate goal to make humanity a multi-planetary species. To establish cities on Mars, we're going to need high-cadence, low-cost flights for cargo and crew. As the only fully reusable rocket with this kind of capability, Starship is the only vehicle in development that will be able to unlock our multi-planet future. Starship uses a first-of-its-kind on-orbit propellant transfer to refuel in orbit in preparation for these long trips. With milestones like ship catch and in-orbit prop transfer coming up, 2025 promises to be huge for Starship and our journey to Mars, with our first trip currently planned for the end of 2026. Between the reusability, low cost, and heavy lift capabilities, this all comes together to help us deliver up to 100 people at a time to destinations both near and far, and to deliver payloads farther and at a lower cost than any other vehicle. We'll be able to launch more massive payloads than anything else flying or in development today, capable of sending things like giant space telescopes or the next generations of space stations into orbit on a single launch. So while today's flight is just a test, the future is much closer than we realize. But one flight test at a time, so let's head back to Dan and Kate for a closer look at Starship.
Thanks, Jesse. Starship features two major parts: the ship, which has 6 Raptor engines, and the Super Heavy booster, which has 33 Raptor engines. The Raptor engine is a reusable methane-oxygen staged combustion engine that powers the Starship system and has twice the thrust of the Falcon 9 Merlin engine. Now, just like we saw flights 1 through 6, the current iteration of Starship is an experimental vehicle flying for development. As we mentioned earlier, today's flight is debuting a ton of upgrades that we've had in the works in order to increase Starship's reliability and performance. Several of these upgrades will also unlock our ability to fly longer missions, something that we'll want to do as we start doing orbital flights around Earth.
And then to get an even better sense of just how big Starship is, we can start here. Let's take a person about 2 meters tall. Towering over that, you got your Millennium Falcon clocking in at 35. Just above that, we've got a Falcon 9 rocket, payload variant attached. Double that height, you're up at 70 meters. And then topping it all off, nearly twice the size, it's a fully stacked Starship up to 123. Got 2 meters taller. Altogether, the ship, 52 meters, Super Heavy boosters, 71. And what's super fun is we're going to make ship and booster even taller in the future.
Which is crazy, because turning around and looking at it and thinking that it's going to be bigger, that's mind-blowing.
Make the ship as tall as the booster.
Now, moving up the rocket, the ship features 6 Raptor engines. 3 optimized for sea level performance and 3 optimized for vacuum performance. Raptor Vacuum, or RVAC, is a similar design to the Raptor engine, but features a larger exhaust section and a larger expansion nozzle to maximize the engine's efficiency in space. Our upgraded ship that we're debuting today carries about 300 more tons of propellant than the last flight's ship, bumping it up from 1,200 metric tons to about 1,500 metric tons. It's a lot. The ship is designed for vertical takeoff and landing on any hard surface. Now, the ship is also outfitted with newly redesigned forward flaps that are used to aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric flight and enable a precision landing. The new flaps are lighter and positioned more leeward or away from the heat shield.
Now, to reach full reusability, the ship has to be able to survive re-entry not just one time, but multiple times. The ship's heat shield is essentially what does the job for that. We've been iterating on that every single flight, building towards that heat shield that requires no refurbishment between flights. Now, the heat shield is composed of thousands of hexagonal ceramic tiles. They're designed to insulate the vehicle during that atmospheric entry where temperatures ramp up to as high as about 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit. A rapidly reusable heat shield has never been flown in history, so continuously improving this, flying new experiments, those are all key focuses of all of our flight tests right now.
And in between the first and second stages is our hot stage, which we saw in actions on flights 2 through 6. The hot staging maneuver is when the upper stage engines are ignited before the booster engines, before those booster engines are completely cut off. With hot staging, the rocket never stops accelerating during separation, so it's more efficient than traditional stage separation. One of the hallmarks of Starship flights are the incredible views that we get throughout flight, of course, courtesy of Starlink. Every day, we're working to expand the Starlink network both on Earth and in space. Here's Jesse with more.
Fans of Starship may know that Starlink enables us to bring you lots of unprecedented views, both from space and here on Earth. In addition to the dozens of cameras on Starship itself, we also have mobile Starlink camera kits deployed in the Indian Ocean, connected to our aerial assets and all around Starbase, which all come together to help tell the incredible story of Starship, both on and off planet. Thanks to Starlink, Starship is capable of streaming more than 120 megabits of real-time high-definition video and telemetry in every phase of flight, providing invaluable engineering data to help engineers rapidly iterate across all systems. And all of that streaming data will be put to good use with the more than 30 cameras on the vehicle for today's flight test. Starlink is the world's largest satellite constellation, operating in low Earth orbit to deliver high-speed, low-latency broadband internet, providing access to people around the world, many who have never had connectivity before. Starlink now serves more than 119 countries, territories, and other markets. And here at SpaceX, we've been developing Starlink's communication capabilities not just for humans on Earth, but for astronauts in space. Our recent Polaris Dawn mission, we deployed a high-speed internet connection in Dragon for the very first time. Here's a quick look at how that went.
Starlink is an amazing confluence of programs at SpaceX. So we have a whole corner of the company that owns and operates a multiple thousand satellite constellation to provide internet to people on Earth. So Dragon was modified for Polaris Dawn to have a laser and a Star Trekker inside of the trunk. And then it will obtain internet, both uplink and downlink, through that laser link. And it's connected to a Wi-Fi router, just like you would have in your house.
Getting online with Starlink was super easy.
It was just like getting online at home, and even easier perhaps. It just connected automatically and then worked seamlessly.
And then it was just internet in space.
The Starlink performance on orbit blew us away. It enabled us to talk directly with Mission Control team, and it also enabled us two-way video connection with our families back at home. So it just was an incredible resource.
One of my favorite memories is, all four of us in different parts of the spacecraft on phones with our earpieces talking to our families. Get to show them the perspective that we have of Earth. It was very cool to bring them into the mission that way.
I was able to show my kids and my husband, what it looked like to be floating in space. I got to show them out the window. Well, my husband even exclaimed that at one point we hung up the call and he called back and I answered and he was like, I called space.
Starlink on Dragon is something that we want to include because we have this company within SpaceX that has space-based internet. So what not a better way to test space-based internet in space?
From connecting astronauts in space to providing high-speed internet to more than 4.6 million active customers here on Earth, the Starlink team is laser-focused on expanding coverage, increasing speeds, and lowering latency so that we can connect as many as possible around the world and beyond. Last year, we activated Starlink in 27 new markets and are now covering a global area home to 2.8 billion people, including those who live in some of the most remote places on Earth. To meet the growing global demand for high-speed internet, SpaceX opened a new 700,000 square foot factory in Bastrop, Texas, and introduced Starlink Mini as well as an upgraded version of the Starlink Standard Kit. The SpaceX team also achieved an unprecedented launch cadence, conducting 134 Falcon launches, with 89 dedicated to expanding the Starlink constellation. With each launch, Starlink adds more capacity to the constellation and continues to expand its coverage, connecting even more people in underserved and hardest to reach areas of the globe. Now, while our mission to connect the unconnected is far from complete, you can check out some of the Starlink team's highlights from 2024 and learn more about how our customers are furthering Starlink's impact around the world at starlink.com/stories. And a little bit closer to home, we do have a few updates for those impacted by the fires here in Southern California. So far, the Starlink team has provided about 1,350 free kits to fire departments and other disaster response organizations from down in Orange County all the way up to Malibu. That is in addition to applying free Starlink service for thousands of customers impacted by the fires all across the Los Angeles area. And just as critically, since enabling our direct-to-cell satellites with T-Mobile, more than 120,000 text messages have been sent, allowing those in impacted areas to reach loved ones, text 911, or receive emergency alerts. I've never been prouder to be an employee at SpaceX for moments like that where we can help the people and community around us. Make sure to follow at Starlink on X for updates as we continue to work with local response teams, and check out starlink.com/LA wildfires for more information on these efforts. Back to today's flight test. One of our objectives is to return the booster to the launch site where it will be caught by the tower as we did on flight test 5. So let's head back to Dan and Kate for a catch primer.
Thanks, Jesse. We are now T-minus 8 minutes and 40 seconds until liftoff. Flight controllers on console there in the building just behind Dan and I. You can actually see the rocket in the distance at the pad 6 miles away. Our excitement is growing. I already am not sure if I'm going to be able to remain coherent after witnessing this, so looking forward to it.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Just a quick status check. The ship fully loaded in its main tanks on LOX and fuel. We're going to load the header tanks, and booster is going to be closing out real soon as well. Let's talk about that second catch attempt, though. So we're going to use the tower's 2 gigantic robotic arms, call them the chopsticks, same thing we used to stack Starship onto Super Heavy for all the integration ahead of a flight, and that's what we used to catch by moving stuff like landing legs from the booster to the ground side. It's a lighter booster, means you can carry more into space.
Now, in a nominal operational scenario following liftoff and after the 2 stages separate in flight, Super Heavy will return to the launch site, reignite its engines to slow the vehicle down, and the tower's arms will catch the rocket booster.
And just to get to this point, just like before, thousands of distinct vehicle pad criteria have to be met prior to that return and catch. We need healthy systems on the booster, healthy systems on the tower, and a manual command from our mission flight director for the day. If we don't send that command before the boost back burn ends, or if any of those automated checks kick us out, that's what happened on Flight 6, the Super Heavy booster will divert to an offshore trajectory, and it'll go out into a landing burn and a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Now, we have said it before, but it remains true today. We accept no compromises when it comes to ensuring the safety of the public and our team, and that return will only take place if the conditions are right.
And one of the unique aspects of Starship flights is the return and the catch of that Super Heavy booster and the audible sonic boom that it comes with it in the area around the return location. General impact to anyone in the area is just a brief thunder-like noise, but it definitely lets you know it's coming.
Oh, yeah. It's something our neighbors in Cape Canaveral, Florida and Vandenberg, California have become accustomed to over the years, and now we're bringing the boom to Boca. So here's a peek of what to expect.
As I mentioned earlier, we have Starship, Raptor, and Starlink employees here fully invested in this flight test, and of course, many other SpaceX employees also here across our site supporting their teammates. Every flight test has been pretty unique, and we're all very excited for another round of firsts, but I'm pretty sure the crowd is looking forward to potentially watching those chopsticks catch another booster. So let's see how excited they are today. Just under 5 minutes to go. We are all very excited here. We're going to send it back to you at Starbase for the final minutes of the countdown. Kate and Dan.
All right, thank you, Jesse. So if you just tuned in under 5 minutes ago, you picked the right time to do it. Just a quick status check. So we're almost fully loaded on the booster. We'll be fully loaded on the ship, fully loaded on the booster coming up soon. Our range team just reported that we're looking go in the range. That's super important.
Great
our security guys, Mike, Kyle, Nick, the whole team out there in the elements, making sure everything's clear, doing a fantastic job. And we are coming up on 4 minutes and looking good for launch.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Now, we do have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds if necessary. This is a chance for us to perform additional checks if necessary. If we, need to repressurize some tanks, or if there's a wayward vessel in the range last minute, opportunity to clear it out. But everything currently looking good. Now, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure. The ship will go to internal power. After that, the quick disconnect, or QD, arm lockout is removed in preparation for retraction, which will happen shortly after T0. And yeah, once we pass T-minus 40 seconds, we do have the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back to that T-minus 40 second mark and hold there to assess what happened and assess opportunity to proceed again to T0.
Yep, we've used that T-minus 40 hold a couple of times. Boat's usually one of the items, but we aren't tracking anything right now that would cause us to hold there. We can hold there for several minutes. Main thing you're watching at is you set a clocks because your temperatures will change and the fuel and the locks, everything pretty quickly. So you've got a couple of minutes that you can hang out and figure things out. There are items that if we pass them, we're scrubbed for the day. One of the main ones is that flame deflector at the bottom of the launch mount. Water begins flowing for that at the T-minus 10 second mark. If we scrub at any point after that, we'll be done for the day, and then teams will need to refill the deflector as well as all of our prop that we use to load on board the vehicle. It's pretty much just under 11 million pounds of prop sitting on that thing right now, and we can actually recycle in about 24 hours now.
Which is incredible given the sheer volume of propellant that is on board the vehicle there on your screen.
All right, coming up on the 2-minute mark. Again, a lot of ambitious things on the plate for Starship today.
T-minus 2 minutes.
New ship, new year, a lot of upgrades, doing a lot of ambitious things in space this time. Our first payload deploy, relighting a Raptor engine. We're looking good.
So as we mentioned before, we have an opportunity to hold at T-minus 40 seconds, not tracking any issues at the moment that would be necessary right now. So fingers crossed we can pass through that checkpoint without stopping. But the folks on console are continuing to evaluate the launch commit criteria, making sure that the winds are within limits as well as any other weather restrictions. But man, compared to yesterday, this is a textbook gorgeous day.
Oh yeah, little breezy today, but we got clear blue skies for a launch today. So at this point, all the prop has been loaded on the vehicle. We've closed everything out. We're doing our final thrust vector control, our steering for the engine checkouts. Once we hit the 30-second mark, we'll hear the flight director give the final go for launch. So we're under a minute. As we said, we're not expecting a hold at T-minus 40, but do not be shocked if that happens. It has happened in the past, and we can hang out there for a couple of minutes if we need to.
If memory serves me right,
we hold my breath for 4 seconds.
Pass through prop load gate.
All right, we passed right through that prop load gate.
Hot diggity dog.
All right, so we're going to let our flight director, Ty Huntington, take it away.
Go for launch.
And 20 seconds.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Pitching downrange.
Booster check pressure is nominal.
All right, we're more than 30 seconds into flight. Telemetry showing 33 out of 33 engines as it's pitching downrange.
Booster, chip, avionics, power, and telemetry nominal.
Hearing good call-outs on the ship and booster avionics. You just heard the rumble hitting us about 6 miles away. Watching Starship arc into just endless blue skies right now.
Vehicle supersonic.
More than a minute into flight, the vehicle's supersonic.
Max Q.
So we just passed through max Q. That's the greatest stress the vehicle's going to experience on the way uphill. Reminder that all of our teams down here on the ground are now looking at systems on the tower. They just did a manual check through. That's going to inform that manual flight director's decision. Next moment coming up, though, is going to be hot staging. Don't take your eyes off it. It's one heck of a light show.
What a gorgeous ascent.
6 ship engines getting ready to ignite. That's going to happen while we're still attached.
We can still see the ship's engines from the ground.
Got a little under 30 seconds away from that. We are hearing good call-outs on the tower preparedness from the manual checks. Reminder, though, we've still got automated checkouts on the booster and the ship itself. But as of right now, our manual checks and our manual commanding is looking go for a catch.
Booster engine cutoff.
That is incredible news. We just heard the call out for booster engine cutoff.
Engine startup.
Most engines cut off, down to those middle three.
Cruise port press startup.
All right, hot stage confirmed. We've got a booster hopefully on its way back to us, and a ship now making its ascent burn into space. How's it going in Hawthorne, Jesse?
It's great over here. You can hear the crowd screaming for every milestone. The booster is now making its way back down to Earth. Looks like we have 12 of those 13 engines ignited. We're using the engines that actually gimbal.
We are go for booster return.
An excellent call out there. We are go for booster return.
Avionics, power and telemetry nominal.
There's a lot of criteria that needed to line up to ensure that we could have a safe booster catch, and it sounds like we got the go for that. And there you can see on your screen, we had we just jettisoned the hot stage, and there's a great, excellent view there of the hot stage floating away from the Super Heavy booster. Now we've shut down the engines for that boost back burn. That confirms boost back burn is now complete. That was the first of 2 burns required for the vehicle to make its way back down to Earth. And next coming up will be the landing burn. That's going to be 13 of those center engines igniting again. And that will then go down from 13 down to 3 engines just right before we touch down for that booster catch. Now, reminder, our stage 1 objectives are to have a controlled ascent, stage separation, as well as a controlled boost back burn and hot stage as well. So we're looking good for that so far. Some great views there from the ship of Earth. That looks incredible. Now, Starship's ship is still firing its engines right now.
Starship trajectory nominal.
And great call-outs. Starship trajectory is nominal. You can follow along the telemetry, the altitude in the bottom left-hand corner for the Super Heavy booster, as well as the bottom right-hand corner for the ship. And these views are just amazing. Again, the booster is currently making its way back to the tower today. So we're looking forward to a booster catch with the chopsticks. And in the meantime, you can see those grid fins there. helping to control the vehicle and guide it back to its landing site.
Booster FTS is saved.
Now with that, we're going to hand it back. How's it going over there, Dan and Kate? How are you doing, Kate? Seeing that in person?
Dan had to take that entire segment because I couldn't talk. That was incredible.
There it is.
We can see the booster coming back in now through the plume. At least it looks that way to us. It's incredible that it basically returns. It looks like a speeding, just like this silver flare coming back to the. Once again, we are standing by for attempting to catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster
landing burn. Seeing 13 engines.
Booster now hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in. Get ready for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
Booster landing from shutdown. Megazilla has caught the booster.
You heard it here. Megazilla has caught the booster.
Once again, for the second time, a successful catch by the launch tower. This is the same tower, the launch pad, where that booster took off from just 7.5 minutes ago. Great view from the chopstick arms, looking at those hypersonic grid fins that steer the booster for that precision landing. It almost looks like it's flapping its wings.
Yeah, you can see just how small that catch fitting is, too, on something that's just so massive.
That was absolutely insane.
Meanwhile,
we're not done, but wait, there's more. Wow, that is just absolutely stunning. And this, of course, a gorgeous view there from the tower looking down at the top of the booster.
All right, and we are tracking.
Now we're standing by for views from the ship, but who can take their eyes off of that incredible sight? That is once again the second catch of a booster back at the launch tower. It was incredible to see it come back down, just this silver flare in the sky. And we can still see the launch plume behind us, and wow, that we definitely, I can't speak for you, Dan, but that was very moving for me.
Yeah, and right now you can see some of the telemetry on those ship engines has gone out, and we're waiting for an update on what our ship status is. We were approaching that ship engine cutoff.